Hey everyone, it's Geraldo here, and today I'm going to be doing the Mage base class guide. Now this is what the current Mage class looks like, but I will be using the Mage Rare class, which is gone now. It is basically the version of Mage before they updated the class art. So same moves, exactly the same, just a slightly different name and class armor. This is what Mage currently looks like, but we're going to go with the normal, well, not the normal, the original look. Very simple. This is from over 5 years ago now. So, yeah. Mage was actually the first class I had. I selected this during beta. And this is my longest lasting class in the game, so I've got a bit of attachment to it. Yeah. It's a solid class, and like all the other classes that already existed before PTR, it's quite different to what it used to be. It's a lot better. I quite like it, although the original Mage did have a few cool tricks, but no point talking about that since it's a completely different system entirely. So we'll get on to obtaining this. Just a reminder, this is one of the base classes, so when you create your character you can choose this, but if you miss that and choose something else, you can still obtain it, and I'll show you how to do that now. So you just join Battle on Town, and then you just scroll on down to the left till you reach the Mage Shop. Once you reach the Mage Shop, you just rock up to Arcana and Shop, and there's a bunch of staffs and stuff, but what you're really interested in is the Mage class and maybe some of the Mage armors. You can get the original robe here for 100,000 gold, just like you could with Warrior and the other two classes. For enhancements, I tested it out. I found that luck didn't really do much. It didn't change, and the more luck you had, it did start to do a little less damage overall. Crit stayed roughly the same. Mage classes actually do have a relatively high default luck with Mage enhancements, and you've got a lot of intellect, which leads to very high spell power. Yeah, DPS isn't good, but you make up for it with your spell power. Mages gain their mana, like the Berserkers do. Less health, the more mana you gain back. Doesn't actually have a self-heal, so for aura enhancements you might want to consider Health Vamp. That said, your shield can be super effective if you've still got mana, and you might want to consider Mana Vamp for that. Passives are similar to Warrior, 10% increased magic damage, and then total damage taken is reduced by 10%. As in the last video, no rank 10 passives, as this was an early class. We're enhanced green, but everything's magical. So yep, that's it. We'll get onto the moves now. Now, Mage's moves are interesting because they have different effects depending on the combos. It's really only the first two moves that do this, so we'll just demonstrate. You've got your Fireball, which is a standard sort of Mage move. Does, as you can see, a bit more damage than your average strike. 500 of that, and it adds a damage over time for 10 seconds. Yeah. So basically it's supposed to deal the amount of your strike over 10 seconds again. I've got Spiral Carve on this weapon, so just ignore that. You might want to consider it for increasing your crits now that I think about it. Now I'll get to its special effect later. It's only 20 mana and has a 6-second cooldown. You've also got Ice Shard, and this launches a freezing shard at your enemy. It deals decent damage, not actually much less than Fireball, and it's only half the price. The catch is you don't get the damage over time, which increases your total damage, and that's okay because it actually sort of slows them down, which isn't too bad. But if you use these moves in combination, cool things happen. We'll go with Ice Shard, and then this. Now you saw that jump from 500 to 900, and the damage over time still gets applied. So this is a very nice combo to have. And when you crit like that, you're doing large crits. So it's quite a powerful class despite its very weak auto attack. Now the other way around does something similar. You just attack with your Fireball, and then you do that. The catch here is that it doesn't actually apply Frozen Blood, just increased damage, and you've had your damage over time going. Personally, I'd recommend going Ice Shard first, and then Scorch. Oh, that's not quite the effect I wanted. We'll skip this move because it doesn't make sense to use it just yet. got an Arcane Shield. Now this is one of the really cool things about Mage. You click it, it's 5 mana, and transferring this move transfers most of your incoming damage into your mana, which is why Mana Vamp works especially well with this class. You watch my health and you watch my mana. My health is going virtually untouched at the moment, and because of the crits, the mana is actually doing okay. So Spiral Carve will actually increase your damage output and get you more mana. Wait, or does that work? No, I don't think it works with mages. Sorry. Nope. Crits as well. I was right. Spiral Carve will help with the mana. So bear that in mind. It's a very good move. It only lasts 20 seconds, so you've got to go 40 seconds without it if you're in a tight spot. So PvP, if you want to dominate early on, you've got to use it and hope that you get a second shot. Once that's over, then you're quite vulnerable since you don't have a heal unless you've got health vamp. Now that we've shown you this, we've got to show you Explosion. This is an area of effect. Now this is quite a large amount of damage on a single target, but if there are other enemies nearby, they also get attacked. Now, there you go. When it crits, it's quite large. About 500 damage on your primary target and about 200 on all the other targets. But because it's a multi-target sort of move, you're taking a lot of damage. The way to get around that is to use your shield. Now, you can see that Mage deals a huge amount of damage and is useful in party situations. You really want to be using these two moves together. And in PvP, you want to be spamming these two combos. That damage over time is really going to help. So Mage is a really nice high damage class. You just got to know when to use it, and it gives you a lot of variety in your play, whether you want to be area of effect or not. So that's all for Mage, and I'll see you next time with the Rogue class guide. Until then, bye.